Welcome back. Today we'll be installing the HotLap Mamushi Type 2 exhaust. It's currently test fitted. I'll just go over the install procedure, which is pretty basic, and some of the things that would void, but I can't wait to hear this thing run. They are handmade in Japan. The quality is bar none, and the wait wasn't too long this time. I know in the past the lead time was pretty extensive, but I can't wait to hear this thing and install it. So thank you again for watching. Subscribe if you don't already. Appreciate you. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. Removable. Incredible. Beautifully designed. So one thing that's apparent right from the get-go is my carbon fiber ducting or scoop will no longer work on the engine. It's not clear, so I can get something else, but I did like that piece. Overall, exhaust quality, the craftsmanship, weld quality, bar none. And I'll go over why I replaced my exhaust in the first place shortly. Cracked at the weld. Now this can be contributed to a couple things. Lean condition, running hot, leak at the actual gasket itself, but in my condition it was definitely running a little lean, specifically in the top end, and also Chinesium. So Chinese metal really does not last on these things, being that it's a GY6, which is also Chinese made, but the excessive heat just cracks these things. And I went with something with a lot better history and craftsmanship, and that is the HotLap. All right, let's get this thing installed. Step 1: tighten the header down. Make sure you put a new exhaust gasket in there. Do not reuse the old one. And some new hardware if you can get it. I'd suggest doing so. Hardware and exhaust gasket only costs you a few bucks. I think it was like $7, $8, something like that. But definitely advised. So lock that down. You're gonna want to set up the rubber bushing and the actual mount or clamping mechanism on the exhaust band, nut, washer, and bolt prior to angling up into its proper position. So the actual mount uses one of the 10mm bolts that holds the case together. You're going to want to remove that, and then that one as well, which doesn't hold the case together, but it's another mounting point. Remove that one as well and mount the actual support bar like so. I had to remove some of my fender mount. From this point, you want to attach the exhaust bracket to the actual exhaust band, holding the muffler part of it up. You got a 6mm hex and a 12mm nut. And for mounting your exhaust springs, for these guys right here, You want to get one of these from Amazon. If not, you can use a set of pliers, but it's going to be a lot more difficult for you. And then last but not least, you want to remove that baffle. Again, it's personal preference, but I know I'm removing mine. You got a 4mm under the bottom and a 10mm nut holding it in place. And as simple as that, I'd suggest putting the nut and bolt back in the silencer here, just in case you ever want to reuse it in the future. But that is what it looks like in all its glory. Loud pipes save lives. Alright, so once you have your springs installed, one of the most important steps when you install any new exhaust is wipe the thing down. Rubbing alcohol, acetone, whatever you have on hand, mainly those two. Wipe the entire exhaust down from the header all the way back. Any fingerprints that are burned in at this point will remain burned in, so wipe it down real good. That's it, installed. I did have to tune, mainly just needle adjustments for me, but whenever you change the exhaust, you obviously want to make the necessary carburetor adjustments. I had my pilot and main dialed in. All I needed to adjust was the needle. Needle itself needed to be made a little bit more rich than my previous setup. Other than that, everything is good. So anytime you go to make adjustments with your carburetor, you want to start with your pilot. Pilot's obviously closed to quarter throttle. Then you want to go to your main. Your main jet will be from 3/4 to wide open. Mine was great. No stumbling, no excessive fuel. What I needed to do was adjust my jet needle, which obviously is from quarter throttle, 3/4 throttle. I shimmed it a little bit lower, which improved fuel output. So I'm gonna run it for a little bit and then check the spark plug. I have a few spark plug replacements here, and try and get as close as I can to stoic.